Okay, so in this video sequence I'm just going to take you through some progressions and regressions from kettlebell deadlift right the way through to the ballistic kettlebell swing. So this is essentially a hip hinge movement. So we're going to start off with the deadlift. Deadlift, great exercise in its own right. It's also fantastic for warming up with and prepping the posterior chain and getting the glutes switched on, ready for the more ballistic swing type movements. So with the kettlebell deadlift, I'm going to stand with the feet just slightly wider than the kettlebell. We're going to hinge at the hips, drop the hips down slightly, come down for the kettlebell, and I'm gripping the handle tight and almost trying to break the kettlebell handle. And by trying to break the kettlebell handle, that's going to help us to switch on the lats here, so it's going to engage the lats. Okay, so we're coming down, breath in, hip hinge, drop the hips, keep the head in neutral. As we come up to the top, we're going to squeeze our kettlebell handle, trying to break it. We're trying to make the chest big, so we're engaging the lats and pulling down and back with the shoulders. Glutes are really tight, thighs are tight, hamstrings are tight. Breath in. From the side, this is what it looks like. Notice I'm snapping the hips through at the top and trying to break the kettlebell handle, so I'm keeping the shoulders down and back. Okay, so that's kettlebell deadlift. Next progression from there, we're going to do what's called a power swing. Okay, so power swing. This is to get used to making a ballistic type swing, but without the repetitive forwards and backwards motion. We're going to set the kettlebell down in between each rep. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to stand back from the kettlebell by about a foot, hinge at the hips, feel the stretch in the hamstrings and the glutes. We want the spine to be long and straight and in neutral. Going to reach for the bell and slightly tip it back. So we're in this position. Now when we're in this position, we're going to be bracing the core like we're doing in a plank position, and we're just getting down and feeling tension in the body. Squeeze the lats so that our shoulders are down and back. Going to take a swing, absorb, and then set it back down. Pause here. Set it down, pause. Set it down, pause. Set it down, pause. And set it down and pause. At the top of each of the reps there, I'm forcing the air out quickly. And as I do so, I'm bracing the core here so that we're really tight, like we're in a vertical plank. That's going to stop us from hyperextending back and also give us more power through the hip snap as we lock in for the abs. Okay, next movement is just going to be our standard two-handed swing, so this is the next progression. Again, we're starting in the same position as the power swing. Reach down for the kettlebell, make sure we're tight. At the top of each swing rep, we're bracing the abs hard, we're keeping the shoulders down and back, and we're essentially forming a vertical plank. Glutes are tight, thighs are pulling up on the kneecaps, abs are braced, shoulders are down and back, lats engaged. Okay, final regression is just moving on to single arm swing. Now with a single arm swing, what we want to make sure is that our lat remains packed. So when we come to the top of the single arm swing, we don't want the arm to be disconnected from the body. We want to keep it back and engaged. So again, we're keeping the lat engaged. Imagine almost squeezing lemons out under the armpits. As the kettlebell is going to fall, we want to make sure that our lat stays engaged, so we're keeping the lat tight. Okay, back is in neutral here. As we drive up, we're not letting the kettlebell escape, we're keeping the shoulders level. Now if you have problems keeping the shoulders level, when we come to the top of the swing, we can touch the kettlebell handle with our other hand, and that's going to help us to level out the shoulders. So I'll just show you that one first, using the shoulder correction at the top. from the side. Like so. If we don't have a problem with the shoulder escaping, then we can just swing normally and naturally. Remember, keeping the lat packed, keeping the abs braced at the top of each swing. And now you have your 4 aggressions from the deadlift all the way through to the more advanced single arm kettlebell swing.